See, like now,
I'm live right now. Please be quiet. Hey, you guys. Good evening. Getting away from the crazy kids out there. We're going to talk about the next round of weather here for the evening. We do have a new severe thunderstorm watch that has been issued and a tornado watch that has been issued to the south. So we're going to let some folks come on in, and then we'll talk about the latest, share it with a friend, tag a friend, let folks know that you're watching, and we'll go over the latest here this evening. So great race. That was a crazy finish to the Indy 500. That was pretty cool. It was neat to see them celebrate and all the emotion there at the end. That's always fun. So what I will do is I'll get a screen share going, and we will talk about the latest watches that have come out. Get this all situated here. And a couple things I want to note is the severe weather watches. I'm actually going to pull these up in a different tab here real quick, just so I can kind of go over the verbiage with you on them. But right now, these are where the watches are in place. I'm going to throw that in here and throw this one here. Okay. So this is the thunderstorm watch that is in effect until midnight. Okay. It's a small slither, and you're probably thinking, well, that's interesting. It's kind of weird. Well, what they did is they're warning the north end of this MCS that's going to develop. Yeah, the north end of the wave, where the threat looks to be the greatest, but there's still the potential for thunderstorms to be severe from Martinsville, Bloomington, Bedford, Terre Haute, Sullivan, Indiana, Seymour as well, Columbus, and then over towards Mattoon, Effingham, Illinois, the state line there of Indiana and Illinois. And the wording is for isolated hail up to ping pong size, but scattered wind gusts of 70 mile per hour or greater being possible as these thunderstorms will move through the area. So that's the thunderstorm watch part. You're going to notice this is kind of in two parts, and you can see it on the map here where the thunderstorm watch is on the northern fringe and the tornado watch is south. I want to go to the tornado watch one and share this one with you. This is the one along and south of 70 in Illinois from Vincennes, Jasper, Scottsburg, Louisville, Evansville, Madisonville, Elizabethtown, Kentucky, down through Bowling Green. That tornado watch is going to go until 1 a.m. Central Time. And note the verbiage there under tornadoes: for several tornadoes likely, hail up to apple-sized likely, and wind gusts widespread 85 miles per hour likely. This is a absolutely nasty watch for southern Indiana, Illinois, and portions of Kentucky. This is going to be a really, really nasty thunderstorm cluster. If you watched the updates the last couple of days, you're going to know that I've talked about the potential for a derecho. And I think that is certainly in the cards right now for that to be something that we're going to watch potentially evolve here in the coming next few hours. All right. So I want to kind of dive more into that and show you a little bit more about what I'm talking about and look at some simulated radar guidance. We'll go back to clarity, and I will turn off the alerts for now. And you can see where this is starting to develop. I want to turn the warnings off real quick just so you can get an idea. But the idea here is this is going to start to bow out. And what I mean by bow out is it's going to start to kind of look like a bow shape. Okay, kind of, like not a straight line. And when that starts to happen, the area I just read to you that's in the tornado watch, you are going to get hit pretty hard. Southern Illinois, the southern third of Indiana, and the northern third of Kentucky, western Kentucky as well. As this moves east southeast, this is gonna end up being pretty nasty. I was looking at some of the parameters earlier, talking to my team, and they're pretty legitimate for some nasty thunderstorm threats. We're already seeing now quite a bit of lightning evolving with this as well. And what I want to do is kind of time this out for you. We'll look at the latest forecast radar products, and you can kind of see how the HRRR model does what I'm talking about, where it bows it out here. It actually probably bows it out later than what it actually does. I think it could bow out earlier just based on current radar. The quicker that it bows out and takes on the structure is the faster you'll be seeing damaging wind gusts, tornadoes, and hail. And the apex of the bow is where you're going to see the potential for those very, very nasty damaging winds of 85 miles per hour or greater. That's some strong wording. Again, the area I'm talking about is this area right here, across southeast Illinois, southern Indiana, and Kentucky, most of Kentucky, western Kentucky, if you will. Once that starts to bow out, 85 mile per hour winds and tornadoes, that's you don't want to sleep on that. That's aggressive wording. You can see as I continue to play this forward how it continues to propagate and move south and east. And that's why I think a derecho is certainly on the table. We look at the day one severe weather outlook. That's a moderate risk for severe weather. If anything, it might be a little too far south with where this may end up. Nonetheless, looking at the wind risk anywhere inside of here, I think you could pull this a little north right now, honestly, and include Indiana. But regardless, significant 45% chance of a damaging wind gust within 25 miles of a point, and the hatched being the significant damaging wind threat there is the concern. So that means 70 miles per hour or greater on the wind. Okay. And again, I'm watching this as it starts to get more organized, linear. It becomes more linear, but also bows out. And you can already see where it's trying to do it right now. And there's already a considerable amount of warnings out there for this out across Illinois. I'm going to zoom in now and show you a couple of these. This is for radar detected tornado, 1-inch hail. This is for 70 mile per hour winds with a possible tornado and a considerable thunderstorm wind damage threat. All right, you can see out ahead of this, they're warning this whole line. Out ahead of this right here, down in southern Illinois, we got a tornado reported, an observed tornado on the ground. 1-inch hail, that's moving into Carrier Mills, Illinois, Harrisburg, Illinois, along State Road 45 there, just east of 57. And then you've got another tornado reported down here in southern Missouri, getting into Van Buren, and that's traveling along 60 there. That is an observed tornado. And also flash flood warning going on. This is a nasty storm as it's moving east, coming into Van Buren right now. If you are there along 60 or into Elsnord, that's a nasty looking storm. So these are getting their act together. For those of you here across south central Indiana, we're going to watch this area of thunderstorm development right here. As it continues to work in, these storms could go severe relatively quickly. And then the main line is going to work its way east here over the next couple of hours. I'll try to time this out for you in detail. I'll show you a zoomed in view of the HRRR computer model and show you kind of what it's suggesting here. And we'll share this tab. And again, this is just a future radar play out. You can see it brings in that. I'm going to go into the state view so you get more of a view here. See, it brings in that bowing look right there. Check that out. That run doing actually very, very well. The run prior to the latest run is doing really well right now with this. That's on the doorstep of Evansville here at about 9:45. Okay, 8:45 Central. And then it's working into the middle portion of the state. This is Johnson County, just east of Bloomington, Jasper, over towards Western. This is a nasty look. This is a nasty look right here. You can see this is a simulated radar guidance at 11:15 p.m. tonight, Eastern time. All right, again, that's 11:15 Eastern tonight, okay, and what that radar is going to look like. You continue to go forward. There's 11:30, 11:45. That's midnight right there, getting into Bowling Green, getting into Columbus, Indiana. There's 1 a.m. Okay, it's still going. Getting into northern Tennessee, watches will probably expand. Getting into Cincinnati, So you can see just a nasty line of thunderstorms as it continues to work through the area. So I'm curious what the wind gust parameter has on this particular weather model. You can see it's certainly got a nasty wind gust swath forecast, multiple gusts here in excess of 60 miles per hour here within that weather model. So that's the idea tonight, guys. Watch the again the rapid thunderstorm development right now going on in eastern Illinois as it's moving towards Indiana. That thunderstorm development is coming on pretty quick, and again, this is starting to take organization relatively quickly as well. These are some really aggressive returns here in Illinois. I'm going to zoom in on this one. These are some of the darker colors I've seen to date on this radar. Look at that. That is a nasty signal. Let's see what it's putting down for particular in hail. It's putting down a 1.43 inch hailstone out there across Carlisle, Illinois. So that's nasty right there for sure. Zoom that back out. And I'll take some questions. Let's see what we have here. How likely are tornadoes in Franklin, Indiana? I would say, on a scale of well, I mean, here, I'll just tell you what the current forecast is for the tornado probability. In Franklin, it's a 5% probability. And again, you can see the widespread risk here for tornadic activity. This is a strong signal, Southern Illinois, Western Kentucky, Tennessee. But the tornado probability forecast for Franklin, it's about a 5% probability of a tornado right now to hit Franklin. What's the likelihood of tornadoes in Bloomington? A little bit further south, there's a little bit higher threat, close to that 10% potential for tornadoes. The further south you go in Indiana, the stronger the storm likely is going to be. Bethany says, Duratio, yeah, I think it's very possible right now, Do I think the watch will be extended north? Not right now, I don't. Could there be a severe thunderstorm warning north? Sure, but I don't think it could be extended north right now. Martinsville, Indiana, you'll get hit tonight. Yeah, about 11 o'clock probably. Winds in Greenwood could be severe around 11 o'clock. Franklin, Indiana, 11 o'clock. Let's see. Evansville area, I think you're going to get hit pretty hard. Rita, down there in Evansville, I think you're looking at a big line of thunderstorms around, 9 o'clock or so. Pretty nasty thunderstorm threat down there for sure. So, Seymour, Muncie, guys. Yeah, listen, all of you asking about individual cities. I mean, look at the map, guys. I mean, it's covering the whole state. I mean, this is I'm going to show you the simulated radar guidance so you can see what I'm talking about. The future radar covers I-70 south tonight. I mean, if your city's in the path, you're going to get hit with storms. I mean, me asking about individual cities isn't changing anything. It just is. That's what the radar is going to look like tonight. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Let's see. Hope it doesn't take power out. Yeah, I mean, I hope it doesn't either. But lines like this, if you get hit with this line, it absolutely can take the power out and widespread quickly. I think there could be a lot of power outages tonight. Have the phones charged, have everything charged up for backup. If you got your generators, have them ready to rock and roll for the areas I'm most concerned about. I'll kind of go into explanation of the area I'm most concerned about. I'll pull up my radar data here on a different screen so you can kind of see potentially the area I'm concerned with. Pull it up here. Get this up and running. Well, that's a nasty thunderstorm developing there. And we're going to go and share this particular screen. Okay. So right now, what I'm worried about tonight, guys, is in terms of where there could really be some probably pretty significant damaging wind concerns. And you're probably going to be, or power outages, you're probably going to be here. I'm going to be real careful with how I draw this. I think you're looking at a significant risk for power outages all the way through here. For sure. And definitely further south than that. But I want to also draw a second area where the risk could be even higher, and that's going to be right where this Boeing segment is starting to do that. As that extends out through here, I think power outages, even in this purple drawing, are significantly higher as that bow starts to kind of take on that bow-like shape there and dive southeast. That's going to dive southeast and really make that a pretty nasty thunderstorm cluster threat down there. So that's kind of the thought process there. Now, I will tell you, looking here at radar right now, this thunderstorm just southwest of Vincennes is looking really nasty. In fact, at DBZs right now of 65 DBZs, this is probably putting down some hail. It might go severe warned any time out there in Vincennes. Go over here to the radar selection, and we'll select a different radar dome to get the latest radar data here. I'm going to go over to the Evansville radar. And again, you can see just the organization of this line really starting to try and get its act together. And again, we're watching for the Boeing segment of the line starting to materialize. These are all tornado warnings in the red, severe thunderstorm warnings in the yellow. You can see the warnings are just everywhere out there right now, across Illinois, Missouri, Paducah, Harrisburg. A lot of activity now this evening, already firing up with these storms. So let me go back over here to the stream, see what we got. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for all you do. I appreciate that. Do you think SPC will expand? No. Keep in mind, guys, regardless of the Storm Prediction Center and whatever their alert, whatever their risk is or is not, it doesn't change the weather forecast. It doesn't change where the storms are going to go. So if the Storm Prediction Center doesn't have you in a particular risk level, it doesn't mean you're not going to get the thunderstorm. Okay. Make sure you guys understand that. I think so many people think that like where they draw the map is where the storms go, and it's not necessarily always the case, so that's never the case. But let's see. Thanks for the update. You are welcome. You are welcome, Julie. I appreciate that. Is there any chance of this going north of I-70 Winchester area? I think it'll stay south of there for the most part. Ashley, you're welcome. After this line, the threat is clear, Sean. Yes. And guys, listen, if you're watching right now and you guys are saying thank you for the updates and I appreciate all that, share this. If you could share this with a friend or on your pages, that's how you can really thank me for the update. So I'd appreciate you tagging someone or sharing it for the latest information. Okay. So appreciate that, Samantha. Thank you. 9 p.m. for Columbus. No, 9 p.m. is too early in Columbus. Thought process right now in Columbus, Indiana is probably going to be right around 11. Okay. The idea there is we look here at the forecast radar product. Again, this is 11 o'clock right here tonight. You can see that's Columbus. And that's getting going to be coming up into Clark County, Louisville area, and in there into Western Kentucky. So that's the simulated radar guidance at 11 o'clock tonight right there on the screen. Greenwood about 11 too, 10:30, 11 o'clock Greenwood or so. So this is a good question from Brian. He says, some storm complexes fade out after dark. What makes this one different? The environment that we're working with. We've got it's a dynamically driven atmosphere. The dynamics are supportive of just a long lasting line of storms after the sun goes down. These can cold pool and kind of live off their own environment and go for a long period of time. So that's why this is a little bit different. It's a higher end risk of thunderstorms and damaging winds as well. So Plainfield, Indiana. Yeah, probably 10 o'clock or so. Yep. Nope, I don't think the tornado watch will be expanded. Why does the sun shining impact the storms? It adds more energy, more fuel to the atmosphere for thunderstorm. I think it might stay just south of Lebanon, Terry. Brazil, Clay City, Indiana. Yeah, about 9:30, 10 o'clock. These are give or take rough ideas here. Cool. All right, guys. Well, this is the latest. And if storms start to really fire up here in the next 2 hours and get really nasty across southern Indiana, and we start to see quite a bit in the way of thunderstorm warnings that are notable, I will go live again. For now, we are going to break away. Just wanted to let you know about the tornado watches tonight. Real quick, here's the severe thunderstorm watch until midnight for 70-mile-per-hour winds: Martinsville, Bloomington, Bedford, Columbus, Terre Haute. And then the tornado watch a little bit further south for several tornadoes and damaging winds up to 85 miles per hour along this line, a nasty line of storms. That's going to go till 1 a.m. Central. Okay, so we're going to continue to watch this. And as this evolves, we'll come back on if necessary or if needed and keep you all posted. So thank you guys for coming on for another update. Forecast so far today has played out exactly the way we wanted it to. I will tell you guys real quick, if you guys are not subscribed to us on YouTube, I would love to see you do that. Subscribe to us. Just go to YouTube and go to BAMWX. It's under BAM Weather, and I'd love to see you subscribe and follow us, and that's where you'll get our live updates. You can just search it and hit subscribe. We're working on building up our YouTube following right now. We're live on there. You can really watch the live stream in nice high quality. And I also put video forecasts out there. The one I put out the last 2 days, both inching up, those 5,000 views or so, talking about the forecast for today. And in the last couple of days, it's worked out very, very nice. So really cool, really cool. Follow us on YouTube. And guys, for now, I'm going to break off. We appreciate all of you. I'll come back on once the warnings start firing up, or if they're starting to get pretty nasty there across South Central Indiana and into portions of Kentucky. So